Coming to church here gives me a place to be calm and reconnect with what's real and my values and what's important, as well as connect with community and other people.
And the church makes a difference in our everyday life because it is part of how we became connected with Alameda. We only moved to Alameda in 2018, and this was a wonderful way to really be welcomed and feel a part of something bigger than ourselves. It's really special.
Oh, it's such a rich and vibrant community. The people are really sweet and warm and engaged. I really appreciate the degree of engagement in ministries both within the church and in the local community and really nationally as well.
I've had a place that I know is here every Sunday where I can refuel my soul.
We actually started coming to FCCA in the fall of 2016, right after the election. So it actually ended up being a really important place for us to come. We were just kind of searching for answers and looking for like-minded community. We just felt like we needed a place to go, and it was the perfect place.
The thing I like the most about FCCA is the fact that, number one, you can be yourself. That's a really big thing. Also, there is no judgment. And that's even bigger. The fact that you can truly be yourself and people just let you is a beautiful thing. The music is crucial to me. When I came here, the choir didn't say it, but I knew they needed me. Number one, Janice is a fantastic choir director. Most choir directors don't do themes from Rent before a service begins. That's what got me. Everyone in the congregation thrives on what the choir does, and they're always surprised at what happens next because sometimes we don't know either, and that's the beauty of it. There's a constant growing and a constant being in this church, and I don't see that ebbing anytime soon. I think the word's getting out that this might be a nice place to be.
I come here every Sunday because it just really keeps me balanced. There's a lot that goes on in the week, and I think coming here just keeps me in really good spirits during the week. So I really love it, and I'm probably going to be coming back my entire life.
I suppose what keeps me coming back is just the idea that you can come as you are. It doesn't matter if you're the golden child, if you got straight A's in high school, or if you're just somebody who's still trying to figure out who they are in life.
And as I got more involved, it seemed to be such a welcoming place. I mean, I'm so enamored of the main welcome, that no matter who you are or where you are in life's journey, you are welcome here. I felt overwhelmed by that sense of welcome in this time when folks are leaning more in their barriers and boundaries, either for self-preservation and protection or for, power grabs. But this church reverses that for me. It gives me a place of difference that makes a difference.
Oh, Grace, I really don't think about it. It's just so much a part of me. And it's also my family. It's become a big part of my family. They're like, all of you are like family to me.
Yes.
In the
I've been part of the outreach and social justice and action team, where I have visited homes of refugees and people that have come from other places and need help relocating to this country and need resources. I have also worked to gather physical resources for these people, as well as connect them to resources in their own communities.
Being involved with the church has made me become involved with the homeless situation in the Midway shelter, which is, I've been with it for nearly 30 years. So it's one of those things, just part of me. Yeah, so.
And I'm just so appreciative, as being the director of programs for Building Futures, to have such community partners as yourself to help us end homelessness in the city of Alameda.
Well, with the dinner donations that you've been doing for over 20 years, has really made a great impact.
Those items, but First Congregational Church has pretty much fully staffed that Fourth Saturday program, allowing us to keep that going and allowing the clients to have that selection. And now every day allows full choice, but with the help of First Congregational Church, we've been able to fully staff that Saturday program, allowing clients that work during the week or can't make it during the afternoons during the week to come on a day that works best for them.
Here has to do with January 29th, after the first executive order from our 45th president, which attacked immigrants here and those wishing to come here. I called Reverend Laura, seeking help, not really having too much connection with her prior, asking what we could do as a church, as a community. And she didn't blink. She rose to the call. She referred me to a handful of others, both clergy and community members. And we got together as a committee. And she was very instrumental in helping to hold that committee together and to help shape the conversation of how we can make sure that everyone belongs and how we can provide a space from whether it's interfaith space or other, so that it honors the mission of who we were as community members and from our position as Christians.
They're All Faith Coalition, many of whom are standing here and in the crowd. But today, as I stand before you, I come as a deeply grieved Christian minister, deeply grieved for the ways that Christianity has very much been interwoven with white supremacy, a distorted form of Christianity. And this deeply grieves me because as I look at the suffering and the sadness of this distorted Christianity, I also see my prophet Jesus grieving, heart bent. I hear his words, "Greater love has no one than this, than to lay down their lives for their friends."
So my name is Olivia Higgins, and Dr. Reverend Laura Rose and I met about 10 years ago in 2008, 2009. We actually met at her church, but I'm not a member of her congregation. We met because she was hosting a group of concerned citizens and parents and community members who were trying to get the school district at the time, Alameda Unified School District at the time, to create lessons that reflected the LGBTQ community. We knew that there was a lot of bullying that was happening and teasing, and our families weren't represented in the curriculum, and so we were working together as a community to advocate this work for Alameda Unified. She offered a perspective that is really important to the work that we do. There's this misconception that people of faith are anti-LGBTQ, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. From Dr. Reverend Laura Rose. We also worked together on the Alameda Harvey Milk Day annual celebration, and one of the things that Laura always brought to the table was she would gather not just members from her own congregation, but from different faith groups around the Bay Area to table and to be represented at those groups. And it's so incredibly important for our young people to know that they can be both LGBTQ or an ally of the LGBTQ community and also a person of faith, whether being a member of Laura's congregation or of any other faith that might resonate with them, and so that they could be welcomed in both communities, that both of those things can coincide. I will share the one story that, somebody who's not a person of faith, but I respect people who have many different faiths. My daughter, who was, I think she was probably about 8 or 9 at the time, we were driving by the church, and she didn't know anything about Dr. Reverend Laura Rose, but she saw the pride flag outside the church, and she said, Mommy, look at that pride flag, that church is okay for us, our family can go there. And it was remarkable, and I said, yes, we could definitely be welcomed and invited into that community. And even for somebody who's not being raised in the church, that she felt comfort and she felt ownership and warmth knowing that we would be an invited member of the community. And so even for somebody who's 9 years old and just happens to have 2 moms, it's been great just to see the flag.